What are you saying, people? How's it going? Thursday, there's footy tonight. We're at the game versus Napoli at home. First game of the Champions League this season. Hopefully a season we can do a lot better than we did last year. I mean, the group stage, the league stage was a complete shambles. We barely scraped through, pretty much, with some stinking performances against Juve, the Feyenoord game. Oh man, it was just a mess altogether, wasn't it? So hopefully we can have a bit of a change in fortune this year, because we don't want to repeat of that last season. So yeah, the tournament gets underway tonight. We've got Napoli at home, like I've said. The return of the king, Kevin De Bruyne, is back at the Etihad Stadium after leaving the club in the summer. Feels weird that he's coming back so soon. I think it would have been a lot easier to deal with if he'd kind of gone and played for Napoli for a year or two and then come back. But to see him in another shirt tonight, it's going to be wild, man. It's not going to feel right, and you just know he's going to do something, don't you? After everyone saying last year how Kevin's finished and he's not the player he once was, I just think the team was a mess in general last year. I think he's still got quite a lot left to give, man. And he's proved that in his first few games. I think he's got 5 goals already for Napoli. A few assists as well. So, God forbid he gets on the score sheet. God forbid. I mean, people are going to end up clapping him if he does score, aren't they? Hopefully it's just a consolation goal and we're already 3-4-0 up at that point. But yeah, we need to keep him quiet today. We know what he's capable of. Team-wise, I can see us having to pretty heavily rotate, to be honest with you. We're coming off the back of a Manchester derby on Sunday. We've got a huge game against Arsenal at the weekend, away. A couple of our big players looked leggy in the derby on Sunday, so are probably in need of a rest if we want them to be there for the massive game against Arsenal at the Emirates. So I can see a lot of rotation tonight, but we still need to put a strong enough team out to get us off to a good start in the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? We still need to win the game, especially our home games. Our home results are going to be so important to qualifying for those knockout rounds and hopefully coming in the top 8 of this league phase. So I can see there being quite a lot of rotation. I'd imagine the 2 main players that would probably need to keep out of the team today would be Guardiola and Rodri, both of whom have recently come back from injury, both of whom have played a lot of football. So I think they'd be the 2 main names to come out tonight, to be fully rested for that Arsenal game. I'm going to go team prediction. Does Trafford come in? Probably not. I think when a new goalkeeper comes into the club who you want to be number 1, it's important for him to play as many minutes as possible with the defenders in front of him. They've got to get used to each other. So I'd stick with Donnarumma. I don't want too much rotating back there. I'd imagine Nunes will come in for this one. Or Rico maybe. I'd probably go Nunes just because I'm going to go for a little bit more of a defensive option on the left-hand side. Centre-backs, I'll probably stick with Cousinov and Diaz. Both relatively fit and young, and it's not that taxing of a position playing centre-back compared to like your wingers and your midfielders. So I'd stick with Cousinov and Diaz. Diaz will obviously be a lot more comfortable with Cousinov's pace next to him. And then I'll probably go Ake left-back, which will then give Guardiola rest. Obviously, Nunes pushing high and wide up the pitch will mean Ake can then drop into a back 3 with Cousinov and Diaz in possession. Midfield then, I'd imagine he's going to go Nico G straight in for Rodri. I'd then expect him to put Bernardo Silva next to him just for that little bit of added experience and those legs. Big game player usually. Been under the bright lights before. he'll just want to shore up that midfield, I think, without Rodri there. So I think he'd go Bernardo next to Nico G. I think he'll then play Reinders in the 10. Obviously, very experienced player when it comes to Italian football and the speed of it. I think he'll probably thrive against Italian opposition more so than he has done the last 3 games. I think he's been a little bit slow to the pace of the Premier League the last 3 games, Reinders. So hopefully this suits him a little bit more today. So I think he's someone that you need to keep in the team because the quality's obviously there, but I think it's going to come with time, getting used to the speed of English football and how we want to play. Holds on to it a little bit too long for me sometimes and gets rushed into a couple of frustrating mistakes. So I'd run him in the 10 tonight, I think. And then with that, I'd want to go all out attacking up front because you've got 3 pretty solid midfielders there who are all capable defensively as well. So I actually want to see Doku on the right, Savio on the left, and Haaland through the middle. I want to see what these two can do now when we're not running the inverted wingers, the woke inverted wingers that we've tried going with for the last few years. It's clearly not worked to the level that Pep would have wanted it to. I think the main job for these wingers now has to be supplying the big man. And I think they're in their best position to do that when they're on their strongest side. We saw Doku get an assist at the weekend from the right-hand side to Foden. Savio, I think every time he's played on the left-hand side has looked so much better than he usually does. We've seen how he can cross from there. We've seen him assist Haaland plenty of times. I want to see him back in the team. Need to put faith in him now that we've decided to keep hold of him in the summer. So I think this is the game for him to come back in. Foden obviously came back at the weekend against United. So I wouldn't mind seeing him getting minutes as well, even if it's off the bench. Or even if it's in that 10, if you wanted to run Reinders in the 8. But again, a player who's not played a lot of football this year and would expect him to play the full night against Arsenal on Sunday. So might be worth giving him a little bit of a rest as well. So yeah, with that conservative midfield, I'd full send the front 3 with the 2 quick wingers, Haaland in the middle. Reinders isn't under as much pressure in that 10. He can kind of go and be himself, pop it up in these positions, make these ghosting runs from deep. And then if he loses the ball, we can't get hit in transition as easily with the 2 guys behind him. So that's the team that I'd go for. I can't see there being too many changes from Sunday, but like I say, I'd keep Rodri and Gvardiol safe. And then probably Foden as well. So yeah, let me know what you think about the team. Let me know what you do different. Are you up for resting the Rodris and the Guardiols, or are you a believer of the get them in and play them as much as you can? I'm paranoid about running these guys into the ground, especially coming back from injury not long ago at all. So I think that team's strong enough to beat Napoli, especially at home. They've obviously been a very strong side in recent years, Napoli. They were champions last year. Obviously, we've seen fucking Scott McTominay have a resurgence, becoming the best midfielder in Italy last year, which is crazy to think. Goes to show, doesn't it, like what people are capable of when they're not at that rotting club across the other side of Manchester. So yeah, let's see what they can do. Let's hope we give, obviously, Kev a good reception as well. If he does manage to do something, he better not fucking celebrate, because I'll be hurt. Deep down inside, I will be fucking hurt. And then everyone will be cropping up on the timeline on Twitter saying fucking civil war about how we shouldn't have sold him, and we just don't need it, do we? We just don't need the civil war right now about whether we should have kept Kev or not. I personally think we should have kept him. But I know half the fan base didn't want to think it was. They all thought it was time. But I mean, if we went off last year's performances, you could have probably got rid of the whole squad. But obviously, because of the ones that are of a particular age, you just expect them to move on, even though somehow it took twice as long to move Gundogan on, and obviously Kovacic and Bernardo and all that are still here, and club captains and all the sorts. So crazy. But yeah, like I say, hope Kev gets a good reception. Hope we fucking go back-to-back wins to take us into a confident position before the Arsenal game on Sunday. We need to start stringing wins together, man. City are at the best when we're absolutely cooking and confident. Like, you've seen the runs we've gone on in, like, the back end of a season to win a title before. Even over Christmas, we've done it loads before, where we just get in a good vein of form and just carry the confidence through and just go bang, 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 and just bang out a load of wins back to back. Now, we've not seen that for fucking ages now. Just because every time we seem to look good again, we then drop a stinker the next game. So I really want to see back-to-back wins going into that Arsenal game. Draw's not good enough today, especially in a home game. So yeah, hopefully the fans can get up for it. A little bit disappointing to see that there's still tickets available. Fuck knows what's going on with the club at the moment with all this Viagogo shite, and if people aren't available, then they're not always able to transfer it on to the family and friends. It's an absolute shit show. But hopefully the fans are as up for it as they was on Sunday, because that's the best atmosphere I've heard it for years, for that derby on Sunday. So yeah, let's get off to a good start in the Champions League. And then we look forward to Arsenal on Sunday. Depending on the result, I might jump on for a live later on after the game. Just a quick one to discuss. Maybe there'll be a panel show as well with LB, either tonight or tomorrow. And then I'm hopefully going to do a live tomorrow evening, just to kind of digest what's gone on tonight. Hopefully we'll be talking about a good win against Napoli, and then looking forward to Arsenal, what we kind of expect from that game, and speak about a couple of the other Premier League fixtures this weekend as well. So I'll probably go live tomorrow evening, might have a guest on hopefully, and then yeah, we'll see if LB is about for a panel show later. If you've not already, obviously like, subscribe, run the video up. There's a members option now as well if people want to look at becoming a member of the channel. Lots of perks on there for you to have a look at. Yeah, take a look. Let me know what you think. Obviously, give me your opinions on tonight, what team you want to see, who you want to see in coming in for the big boys. And I'll hopefully see you after a win later on. Yeah, I'm confident tonight for once. I'm confident. I'm back in a 2-0 City win. Clean sheet. Let's fucking have it, boys. Right, I'll catch you later. Maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I'll keep you all posted. See you in a bit, people. Bye-bye.